Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have another concept video or discussion video, whatever you guys want to call it. So this one's going to be on clan wars. So pretty much the guy who made this one has made a lot of other concepts. If we scroll down here real quick before we start, you can see he has a lot of concepts. I've covered I think 2 or 3 of them. I think it's 2, and yeah, they've been very interesting. He knows what he's talking about. It's a person who actually plays this game, you know, and he's trying to work with new concepts that work in the current system. And I had a similar version of videos that I also make that are concepts as well, but he does go in depth, and I do appreciate you know, the stuff that he does incorporate into his concepts, right? So yeah, like always, this will be linked down below. And if you guys want to show some love to the guy who made this post, you guys can go to the link, you know, upvote, comment, whatever, do whatever you guys need to do. But yeah, he is making some good, you know, good content. So alright, let's go. So proposed mechanic, clan wars. Hello, so after 200 plus hours of play, it occurred to me, and many others, that kingdoms lack depth. I thought that it would be cool to see kingdom conflicts between supposedly allied clans. I propose that these conflicts will go through stages of severity if left unchecked. A weak and decisive ruler would be open doors to chaos in his kingdom. Yes, I agree, and I think that, what's it called? Before I start, also, I have a video that I made that's similar to this one where I did talk about conflict within the kingdom, right? It's not as in-depth as this, right? But if you do want to go check that out, the link to that will be down in the description below as well. So let's get to it. So stages. So we got clan spat, clan feud, and clan war. These conflicts would evolve over time without intervention from the king. I've outlined below how the king could stop his land spiraling into chaos. Okay, so you have I guess before this one, they're allies, right? This one's kind of would you consider it neutral? Not neutral, like let's say this is an orange color. No, this is a yellow color, like clan spat, it's a yellow color. That's an orange color, like clan feud, like it's getting kind of serious. And then red is, you know, clan war. So if you don't do anything, it just keeps building up. I agree with that. In previous posts, I outlined how feasts and plots work. We did go over that one. I'll link that video down below as well. These random events and schemes could be oh yeah, so pretty much what he's talking about this, just to give you guys a simple explanation. So for the feasts and the plot system, pretty much during a feast you can do certain things, and also you can make plots against other leaders, or other leaders can do it to you, right? So let's say you want to either humiliate a different lord, which gives minus reputation, whether you want to kill him or, you know, stuff of that nature, just to make plots happen, right? And pretty much I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to tie into here. So these random events and schemes could be a constant part of the kingdom's politics and a source of animosity. Exactly. If you humiliate the wrong lord a couple times, you know, it might go from a clan spat to a clan feud, then eventually a clan war, right? Clans would also pay money to criminal gangs in other clan cities, either as protection money or for intelligence, or a range of other mechanics. Yeah, maybe like stealing food, causing chaos, you know, stuff of that nature to ruin their economy, you know. Or, you know, like if they steal enough food, their population will go down because people are starving and stuff of that nature, you know. I think that would be pretty cool. Clans would also, okay, no, I read that. This would also sour relations with the clan owning the city, as outlined here. Okay. Once two clans' relationship deteriorates below 20%, clan spat becomes imminent. Okay. 20%, and then that becomes imminent. Okay. Every time after this, when one clan commits an action or deteriorates their relationship, there's an X% chance that this action will lead to a clan spat. Okay. Oh, okay. So once it's 20, okay. So once it reaches 20%, then if one of the actions is committed, then there's a big chance that it turns into a clan spat. So once it reaches 20%, it's still not a clan spat, but if something else happens, there's a chance that it's going to become one. Okay. I think it would be fun to make it so any action could trigger the feud when the relationship is below 20%. This could mean a feud could be triggered by a botched plot or even an insult at a feast. To have the characters constantly refer back to the incident in their dialogue options would be very cool as well. Yeah, like, oh, I really don't like that guy, or this and that. you know. Much like in history, sometimes massive amounts of blood was shed for the pettiest reasons. Yes, 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 yes. Back in the day, man, it's all about respect. If they think you're not respecting this, or you're trying to do something behind their back, even though they're not, there was a lot of, envy, jealousy, and stuff of that nature. There still is today, don't get it wrong, except, not everyone owns a castle and a huge army to just go and be like, hey, let's go attack that guy, but yeah, I know what you mean. So now we're going to go over the stages. So stage 1, clan spat. So clans would refuse to allow each other to recruit / trade from their villages, cities, or take shelter in their fiefs. Okay. Clan members would not attend feasts held by the rival clan. Makes sense. When rival clans attend the same feast, petty plots to insult or even murder may occur. Oh yeah, so like a bigger chance for, the plot system to occur if they're at odds with each other. That makes sense to tie in with the other concept that you made. Okay, so it is also likely that they will challenge each other to a duel. This would be an event which would fire, and the player could watch if he is not the one being challenged. Rival clans parties would not enter the same armies. Okay, yeah, I stated the armies part as well. Yes, and okay. So these are pretty steep for a clan spat. I want to see how they escalate to a clan feud, because each escalation from stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 should, got to be stronger and stronger. So we're going to see how this goes. And I'm pretty sure all the stuff that's included in stage 1 is also included in stage 2, and then all the stuff that's included here from stage 1 and 2 is included in stage 3, if that makes sense. Okay, so stage 2, clan feud. Clans will begin attacking each other's caravans and parties. Okay, so that is escalating. Okay. Plots to murder and kidnap rival clan members will greatly increase. So like there's a huge chance if they do meet up in the same place. Any workshops rival clans hold in other cities will be seized. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Each of the above actions are illegal and would need to be dealt with individually by the king. A feud would be seriously I don't know what I'm reading, sorry. A feud would be seriously destabilizing for a kingdom. I propose mechanics for a kingdom law and order system here. Oh my goodness. All the concepts, man. Jesus. Hold on. We're going to get to that if we need to. But okay. So, now, stage 3, clan war. All-out conflict. Clans would seize each other's fiefs and raid villagers. Okay, so before it was just like caravans and parties, but now we're going to take your property, right? We're going to raid your villages. So that gets to kind of like the immoral war aspect, right? The likelihood of captured lords being executed greatly increases. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Clans would call in. This would be very bad for the kingdom, right? Imagine you have like this flourishing kingdom, you're doing good, and all of a sudden, 3 or 4 your like lords are dead because they got into an army with it. But it would be it's a thing that should happen though, right? Like I agree it should happen. It would suck, but I agree it should happen. Like it's kind of RNG, but at the same time it's like I feel like in games like this you do need a little bit of RNG when it comes to things on the backhand. You know what I mean? Especially like when it comes to like kingdoms having war. Like sometimes you really need that good RNG for you to start gaining more land, right? You need a kingdom to go to war with you and 4 other kingdoms so they're busy and you can take their land. Like RNG stuff like that. That kind of makes sense, right? It's kind of, you don't need too much RNG because then it just becomes kind of like who's really playing the game, But a good amount of RNG in this type of game is, I think, would be very good in terms of like, politics and lords and how they act and stuff of that nature. Okay, let's get to the next one. So clans would call in other friendly clans to join their side, creating a civil war-like situation and coalitions within the kingdom. Yes, I did. Yeah. I agree with that. Should the conflict reach the stage, the kingdom will most likely be crippled, and the king's authority and relationships with his nobles would take a massive hit. Okay. So those are 3 stages. They do escalate, so that's good. They do escalate, and they kind of all have like, what's it called? Does each one have 4 points? Yeah, each one has 4 points, and they kind of escalate each one. So, okay, it makes sense. Now, how the king intervenes. So the longer these conflicts continue, the worse they get, the more the king's influence will be impacted. Ooh, maybe like an influence, what's it called? I don't know how you would do that. Would you do that per clan, or would you do that as a whole? Like the kingdom is falling apart, -5 influence per day or something like that. Or should it be like, since multiple things can be going on, right? Let's say you have a big kingdom, it's like half the map, and let's say you got 5 lords fighting 5 other lords, right? So that's 5 different conflicts. Would you then do like -1 or -1.5 influence per conflict or something like that? Or would you escalate it to like 0.5, 0.5 for each clan spat, 1 for each clan feud, and 1.5 for each clan war, right? So if 2 people are having a clan spat, 2 clans, right, are having a clan spat, then it's -0.5. If it escalates to a clan feud, it becomes -1 and just kind of lingers up and up, if that kind of makes sense. I think that makes sense. And also, what I would, I don't know if this is going to be mentioned later, but if there's a clan war between between 2 clans, I think that we should see other lords trying to take advantage and either join this clan war, right? Like you said, they can call in friendly guys, right? Which in turn would join it to a civil war, right? Or they'll be more inclined, like if the king does nothing in this stage and this stage, right? Then the clan war will kind of rapidly expand and more clans are going to try to take advantage because they see the ruler's not doing anything, right? So if the ruler takes no action, the other clans are going to be like, all right, cool. Since he's fighting that guy, I'm going to fight you. And then you know, what's it called? Other clans are going to fight each other as well, if that kind of makes sense. I'm slurring a lot. I'm sorry. I have a lot on my mind, and I'm thinking about it as I'm talking about it. Sometimes I slur or I stutter. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so the king's reign. The longer these conflicts continue, the worse they get, the more the king's influence will be impacted. At any stage, a player or AI king will be given the opportunities to intervene by calling a council, okay, like a meeting. This would involve members of both parties being called to the royal court. Once the council is called, there will be a ceasefire for some days. When both clan leaders are in the capital, the king would have the following options to end the conflict: diplomacy through a speech check or a charisma test. The king may talk both leaders back to their senses. Okay, so if you have a high charm, you can, you can be like, listen, calm down. And then the other person, you're like, calm down. And then the both are like, okay, makes sense. Okay, that's one of them. All right. They have gold. The king may choose to pay off both clans. Okay. The law. The king may imprison both leaders. A risky maneuver. There will be a percent chance that this will end the feud, depending on the relative strength of the king's clan, as well as the authority of the king. Should this fail, the king's relationship with both clans will be hurt and conflict will continue. Yes, and also if you use this, there's a big chance they might leave your kingdom as well. I think that should be in there as well. So if you don't want to use your gold, or if you don't have a charisma and you want to do the law, which, you have the authority to do so, like kind of like how you overrule a policy, then it should be a huge risk, if that kind of makes sense, right? If you want to be greedy, or if you don't have the charisma built up, then this option should have a lot of, negative to it and a small benefit if you want to take the chance. Choose a side. The king may simply choose to back the winning horse. Declare one clan outlaws and seize their fiefs. This would anger all other nobles in the kingdom, bar the rival clan, who would greatly appreciate it. Yes, and I think also if you choose a side, I think that you can either outlaw them or you can execute them. And then if you do execute them, you execute them as a traitor. And pretty much how law worked back then, right? I'm not like a historian or anything, but traitors were seen like as very, very bad criminals, if that kind of makes sense. So if you saw, let's say, a traitor being hung, or a traitor being like guillotined, or a traitor being like stoned, or whatever, like the really gruesome deaths, right? No one would even bat an eye. No one would feel bad for him because he's a traitor. Because being a traitor back then was a real bad thing. So that being said, if you choose to execute them or outlaw them, the ruler, right, for the clan that they execute, obviously they're not going to like them. But I think you shouldn't lose any relationship with their friends and other clans that they are friends with, because guess what? He was indeed a traitor, if that kind of makes sense, right? And his friends should understand that, because as them being lords as well, they understand that a traitor is one of the worst things to have in your kingdom, if that kind of makes sense. Edits. The kingdom could have a law which allows trial by combat. Sturgeon and Kazay kingdoms will start With this enabled, should both parties agree, the conflict would be ended by a fight to the death between both clan leaders. Clan leaders also offer a champion from within the clan. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. For sure. Anyway, this is my proposal as to how clan conflict may work. I also share these to the Taylor's forums when I feel there is interest. I'm also keen to hear your thoughts and suggestions. I'm currently teaching myself to mod. Yes, we read this before. Yes, and like I stated before, I'm ready for the mods, my guy. Get to it. Get to it, you know? But, thanks for the Kai. I don't know if I said that wrong. But thank you for the concept, my guy. You know, what's it called? I seen you in my comments. I've seen that your shout out to me in one of your posts. I appreciate it. You make good content, you know, and I do want to show it to a wider variety of people, pretty much, and start a discussion around it. Let's go over these very cool suggestions I guess from the comments here. We're gonna do that, and then we'll be out of here. So okay, so some very cool suggestions. I'm gonna call it CC suggested that clans should also have feuds outside the kingdom. How would this affect things? Some suggestions. A clan spat with a subject clan and external clan would not be a concern for the ruler, but other things elevated to the level of feud, he could be called upon. The ruler, player AI, would be alerted to the feud. To solve this feud, they would first need to contact the other faction's ruler and demand or offer compensation, or offer that both settle the issues. I don't know what that word is. Listen, it is what it is. Okay, I'm not even gonna try it. I'm not even gonna try it. So, so pretty much to call the other ruler and demand compensation, or that both sides settle the issue promptly. I'm gonna say it like that. You can tell me what this means, but you know, it is what it is. Each ruler would then need to enforce the ruling of their respective troublesome clans. Okay, should the either clan refuse, the king can use the peace enforcement options above. Okay, like the ones over here, right? Like the law, or to choose a side. Alternative, you can ignore it and let it develop to a clan war. A clan war with an external clan would mean a full faction war. Ooh. Yeah, I like the suggestion of feuds outside the kingdom, because they obviously happen, right? And if it's just a clan spat, it's not a big deal. I think if it's a clan feud, it's kind of a big deal, and yes, the king should be called, right? But I think the king, if the king ignores this one, right? If this is ignored, once it hits clan war, then there needs to be another meeting if the first one was ignored, if that kind of makes sense. And this one's like, you have to make a decision here, right? Like here, you don't really have to make a decision. It sucks. Yeah, you know what I mean? You might lose some relationship, but here you either make a decision or war happens then, right? If that kind of makes sense. Or I don't know if there's like a system. Let's say you can go meet up one last time right before the war, but before the war starts, you guys have like a 5-day build-up period of like peace, and then when the war starts, if that kind of makes sense, right? If war is declared here, if the guy's like, oh, well, my lord is right, your lord is overstepping, and the other ruler's like, no, you're overstepping, then both of them, since they disagree, they're going to be like, okay, I guess we're going to war, you know? And then they pretty much say, let's give it a week for preparation or whatever, and then a war will begin. If that kind of makes sense. I think that would be cool as well. CC also suggested that marriage play a major factor. Absolutely, I hope that as the game gets more developed, then political threads will start to mean more, and actions such as marrying off kids start to have a major impact. Yes, I think that like the political system and the kingdom decisions and all the clan decisions and all of that, I think it needs a lot more depth. Like we're on the bare bones right now, but a lot more depth and building. And like I want to play and like, you know, play different playthroughs, and then an option pops up and I'm like, what in the world is that? If that kind of makes sense, right? So like certain directions that you will go, different dialogue will come up in different situations, like, you know, different situations that involve politics pretty much will come up. Now we have Declare war, var, suggested that the player's party, should his roguery be high enough, should ambush a caravan while pretending to belong to another clan, thus helping spark a clan war between two rivals. How could this work? Some suggestions. Upon stopping a caravan, a player with high roguery will have an additional dialogue option, false flag, following the battle to avoid safe. Wait, hold on. I read that kind of fast. Upon stopping a caravan, a player with a high rogue, I guess you meant skill or clan, will have an additional dialogue option, false flag. Following the battle to avoid. Okay, there will be a % chance of success based on the player's skill. False flag is in what? As in pretty much to pretend to be some other clan and then attack them under that clan's banner or something like that. Yeah, this would just have there would have to be a lot more added to this, right? I do think that there should be ambushes in the game, but we just have to kind of figure out how exactly that would work. Like I suggested that you can hide on a place of the map, but it requires a high what do you call it? I think I said high rogue skill as well, but also you can only hide in friendly areas to you because it would be kind of overpowered if you can hide everywhere. But you know, we need more time to think on that and a little bit more. What do you call it? That could be your next concept, actually. You know, a concept of how ambushes would work. I don't know if you already have one, but yeah, I talked about it kind of in the basic format, but I know it needs to be more in depth for it to really work. Alrighty, now we got Happy, Cappy, Pappy. Alrighty, suggested a special appeal for corporation to be available on the outbreak of war. He says it as follows: Option 1 will be effective, halts all progress in a clan war, but costs a large amount of influence, gold, and relationship points to the ruler. Wait a minute. Halts all progress into... Okay. I have absolute authority in this matter. Should either of you fail to rectify your petty squabbles, I shall invoke the power that has been granted to me to strip you of all your wealth and possessions. Okay. So kind of like an overrule option, but like as a warning to if they don't stop the war. Like if they're at this stage, the clan feud, and the ruler's like, listen, if you do it more, we're taking all your stuff, if that kind of makes sense, right? Option 2 is a way to temporarily resolve the issue with a moderate cost to influence a relationship. For a number of weeks/months, the clans would be more amiable. I can't say that word. It would not fix the issue completely, as after the truce expires, the tensions will rise again. Or if this option is used enough, it would reduce the cost to use option 1 to permanently end the conflict. So if you use option 2 a couple times, then option 1 would be more effective. Okay. Option 3 could also slow down the process, but has a moderate chance of making no change, and even a slightly possibility of things getting worse. It would require very little influence cost, such as a plea from the ruler to say, "Hey guys, stop it." Okay, so this is just like a "Hey guys, stop it." This is like a more bigger approach, like, "Hey, let's make some peace for a little bit. Let's chill out." And then this one is either you get together or I'm taking all your. Okay, yeah, I agree with it. Yeah. I feel like there's a lot more stuff that can go into this as well. You know, like this is great. You know, this is kind of going in depth, but I'm pretty sure you can even go in more and more in depth, right? But yeah, so that is the concept. Let me know what you guys think, and if you guys enjoyed this video, go show him some love as well. You know, go on the link down in the description to this post. Check out his other stuff. Upvote it. Ask questions. Add suggestions of your own. As you can see, suggestions are always added. And yeah, continue the discussion. But like always, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know any suggestions or questions down below, and stay safe.